The dream of living and working from just about anywhere has become reality for many during the pandemic. David Pogue has been charting the great reshuffle.
Boise, Idaho is a great place to live. It's got natural beauty, great weather, and friendly people. But wow, is something going on with the real estate.
Is this your house?
It used to be my house.
Alicia Figueroa recently sold her house here, and the experience was incredible.
We had over 150 people walk through in 2 days, which is pretty mind-blowing. We had 9 offers, half of those for cash. And I'm still here because the buyer is allowing me to live here for 5 months rent-free.
Are you willing to share how much more than the listing price it finally went for?
It was around $65,000 more than asking price, but really it was even more than the money. They also didn't require any kind of an inspection or an appraisal. They paid all of the closing costs. And you know, this was not an unusual offer.
If you contacted me today and said, I'm looking at buying somewhere in the Boise, Greater Treasure Valley, I'd say, put on your gear, buckle up.
Colby Lampman owns Homes of Idaho, a real estate agency that his mother Debbie founded in 1990.
This market, compared to the other hot markets in the past, is sizzling, burning up on fire.
According to the real estate website Zillow, home values in Boise have shot up 32% in a year, the biggest increase in the country. Real estate in Boise was already thriving, but the pandemic superheated that trend thanks to the remote working movement that came with it.
There's people deciding, where do I want to land? I can keep my job and live anywhere, so where do I want to live? This is a nationwide thing that's happening, this great reshuffling of people.
He's right. Smaller cities all over America are seeing a similar boom. Just ask real estate pros like Latrice McFadden in Durham, North Carolina.
It's just insane. We've seen tens of thousands, even $100,000 above list price.
Or Lori Finkelstein-Reeder in Miami, Florida.
Imagine you go to an open house. There could be 50 cars, yes, 50 cars in a line outside waiting to see that property.
Or Joseph Tamburo in Fort Lee, New Jersey.
This has been the busiest market that I've seen in 34 years. It's doing unbelievable.
Or Thomas Brown in Austin, Texas.
There was a home that came on the market. It was $460,000. Our client said, hey, here's what we'll do. We'll buy this house. We will buy the seller's next house. So they bid in the mid 700s on the home, and they offered to buy the seller's next home.
Was it accepted?
It was accepted.
So you guys coined this term, the great reshuffling. What does that mean?
It's more people moving. You know, remote work has allowed us to really wrap our work around our lives as opposed to wrapping our lives around our work.
Amanda Pendleton is the home trends expert for Zillow, whose website had 9.6 billion visits in 2020, up 19% from the previous year.
The pandemic really accelerated some trends that we were seeing prior to the pandemic. People are moving to metros that offer relative affordability and year-round outdoor living.
And where are they moving from?
So we have been seeing a shift away from really expensive coastal metro areas to some of these more affordable metros.
In this Wall Street Journal animation, the yellow dots show the flow of people out of California in 2020. 2 of those dots might represent Dustin and Brenda Heft, who used Colby Lampman's agency to find their new home in Boise. Like 20% of all Lampman's clients, they bought this Boise house without ever having seen it in person. They'd had only a video tour.
At what point did you finally walk in?
After we signed the papers and got the keys.
What sent you here from California?
My company is amazing and allowed me to work remotely. Really wanted to pivot to somewhere that was a little more our style.
Is there any pushback among the locals to see all the Californians moving in?
To your face, no. But you know, in conversations and stuff, you'll hear some people that are pretty unhappy, and a lot of locals, just can't afford to buy anymore.
Those locals include Joey and Lauren Jenkins, who stopped by at this open house. With 60% of Boise homes selling for more than the asking price, they're getting discouraged.
My wife and I, and we have our little son now, we're just trying to move different area closer to schools, and there's no way. We can't afford it. Two hardworking people, hardworking family, having a house with a yard and a fence should be something doable.
Well, plus there's the question about, can Boise handle it? I mean, traffic.
Absolutely. We have friends now that are finally having like an hour-long commute. I'm going, we're in Idaho. It shouldn't take an hour to get anywhere.
What are you gonna do?
So we're gonna sit, we're gonna wait.
He may be waiting a long time. The great reshuffling shows no signs of slowing. For one thing, mortgage rates are at rock bottom lows. And for another, according to Zillow's Amanda Pendleton, the country is experiencing a kind of generation clash.
So we have millennials, the largest generational group in the country, and they're aging into their home buying years. Baby boomers, meanwhile, are healthier, they're living longer, and they want to age in place. So we've got millennials competing with baby boomers, and they're looking at very similar types of homes, smaller, more affordable starter homes. And so this is what's really driving unrelenting demand that we expect to see in the market for many years to come.
For now, Alicia Figueroa is packing up the house she sold. She's one of the winners in the great reshuffling.
It really does sound like you were in exactly the right place at exactly the right time. Like Boise, 2021.
Couldn't be any better.